Add BYU, subtract Texas, carry the one. Oh, hey guys, I'm sitting here trying to figure out how to divide all the Big 12 football teams into 17 divisions. Why am I doing that? Hang around and I'll tell you. What is up, college sports fans, fellow members of Mountaineer Nation? This is Coos. I'm coming to you once again from the hills of wild and wonderful, almost heaven, West Virginia. This is Coos' Corner. Thank you for dropping in, even if it's by accident. But while you're here, hey, you might as well hang around because I'm serving up college sports content almost every single day. If that's what you like, hit the red subscribe button. Give me the thumbs up on this here video if you like it. Share it with all your college sports loving friends. Now let's get on with the show. Report came out today that the Big 12 athletic directors met in Las Vegas a week ago to discuss two 7-team divisions for the Big 12 Conference in football for the 2023-24 and 24-25 seasons. And why are they doing that, you ask? Well, Oklahoma and Texas aren't expected to leave the conference until after 2025 when the grant of rights deal's up. The four new schools, Cincinnati, BYU, Houston, and Cincinnati, are expected to enter the league in 2023. So there will be two seasons where the Big 12 has 14 teams. And they're, according to NCAA bylaws, any conference with more than 10 teams has to have two divisions. So the Big 12 is working on having divisions. And they expect to begin using those divisions for the 2023 season. Well, Dennis Dodd of CBS Sports, who originally reported this, put together his own two Big 12 divisions. He did it by Big 12 North and Big 12 South. I'm going to throw that up on the screen for you. This is just Dennis Dodd's version of it. Big 12 North, he's got Cincinnati, BYU, Iowa State, Kansas, Kansas State, Oklahoma, Oklahoma State. Big 12 South, he has Baylor, Houston, TCU, Texas, Texas Tech, UCF, and West Virginia. Now, on the surface, that looks good, but when you look a little closer, you have Cincinnati and West Virginia in two different divisions. Why on earth would you do that? You only have two teams in that part of the country in your conference, and you put them in two separate divisions. That is absolute. It's just stupid, to be honest with you. From a travel perspective, it makes absolutely no sense. You're missing out on a chance to form a rivalry between those two teams if they play each other every year, which if they're in the same division, they likely will. So to me, it's just insane to have West Virginia and Cincinnati in two separate divisions. So I do not like Dennis Dodd's version of this format. Now, what I did, I took the time to come up with my own format. I actually come up with three of them. I did North-South, East-West, and then I did a third one, which I just called the Red River Division and the Mid-America Division just because I couldn't think of a better name. But the Big 12 East, I've got Cincinnati, West Virginia, UCF, Houston, Iowa State, Kansas. Obviously, the seven easternmost teams in the league. Big 12 West, Texas, Oklahoma, Oklahoma State, Baylor, TCU, Texas Tech, BYU. The seven westernmost teams in the league. Makes sense, right? Big 12 North, you know what I did here? I was a genius. I thought, I'm going to take the seven teams who are the furthest north and put them in the North Division. What a concept. Big 12 North, I got Cincinnati, West Virginia, Iowa State, Kansas, Kansas State, BYU, Oklahoma State. Big 12 South, Texas, Oklahoma, Houston, Baylor, TCU, Texas Tech, and UCF. Now, the third and final one, which I did, which is actually my favorite one, and I think makes the most sense. Like I said, I got the Red River Division and the Mid-America Division. Red River Division, I have Oklahoma, Oklahoma State, Texas, Texas Tech, Baylor, TCU, Houston. Now, what you'll notice about that is it's all the Texas and Oklahoma schools because there's seven of them. Put them all in the same division, for crying out loud. Does that not make sense? You keep all your rivalries together. You've got the Bedlam rivalry still intact. Even though the Red River Shootout is going away, leaving the Big 12 anyway, you still have it intact for 2 more years. You've got all the Texas schools there together. Only makes sense. And I called the other one the Mid-America Division. Yes, I know Cincinnati and West Virginia and UCF or BYU. None of them are in Mid-America. But I couldn't think of a better name. I had to come up with something, so that's just what I came up with. But in that division, it's basically everybody else. Cincinnati, West Virginia, UCF, BYU, Iowa State, Kansas. there again, you still got your rivalry teams together. You've got Iowa State and Kansas State, which is a rivalry. You've got them together. You've got the Kansas State-Kansas rivalry still intact. You've got West Virginia-Cincinnati, which could develop into a rivalry. You've got that intact. So why not do it that way? Now, the one thing none of my versions have is something the Big 12 is trying to accomplish, and that is separating Oklahoma and Texas into two separate divisions. That way, when they leave the conference, they'll then have two 6-team divisions, and the teams will all be able to stay in the divisions they're already in. That makes sense. Now, none of mine have that. But if you want to do that, just take the Red River division and move Oklahoma, switch Oklahoma and BYU out, or Texas and BYU, or whoever. Just switch one of the teams out for Oklahoma or Texas, and you still got your divisions. And you don't have to name them that. Like I said, I just came up with names. Try to think of something halfway clever, which I'm not very good at, by the way. So, anyway, let me know in the comment section what you think is the best option for the 7-team divisions in the Big 12. Do you like the Big 12 East or West? Do you like my version? Do you like one of my versions the best? Do you like Dennis Dodd's version the best? Now, Dennis Dodd's version did separate Oklahoma and Texas. But to me, like I said, it just makes no sense to separate Cincinnati and West Virginia, two teams who, the way it looks, going to be long-term members of the conference. But anyway, let me know what you think, which version you like the best. Once again, I remind you to please subscribe. Please hit the like button. Check out the Coast to Coast CFB Network in the description box, the links in the description boxes. Check out my Patreon page, links in the description box of that as well. I appreciate you tuning into this video. Q Country Roads.